Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new, I'm Becca. I'm a mom to 3, and today I am sharing with you a messy house, complete disaster cleaning. My upstairs is trashed and it's very messy, and I always share real life cleaning with you. So if you're new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and join the family. I do long cleaning videos every single week, and I always jam pack them with a ton of cleaning motivation and, like I said, just real life messes, because if you're a mom, especially a mom with young kids, you know your house gets messy really quickly and it's hard to stay on top of, and that's okay. Don't feel guilty if you have a messy house. It's fine. We all do sometimes, and I'm here to give you all of the cleaning motivation you need to help get your house back in order. As you can tell, we are starting off vacuuming the stairs because it's been a while, and since we're going to be mostly upstairs, I figured I would go ahead and get this done quickly while I make my way up with the vacuum because I needed it for other jobs. So now we're moving into the playroom. The playroom is a complete disaster. I have literally let this room go for probably about 2 weeks. It just happens. Sometimes I focus a lot on the downstairs and not at all on the upstairs, because if people come over or anything, the downstairs is like the really lived in area. The playroom is kind of just the kids area, and obviously there's a lot of toys and a lot of their mess, but I mean, they can live in that mess, right? So I don't feel the need to clean up their playroom all the time or to force them to do it all the time, because I do make my children clean up their messes as well. But it's been a while. I've really just been focusing on the downstairs. Like on this current day, the downstairs was spotless, but the upstairs, whole nother story. So the star of the show today is Miss Lola. She wanted to be all up in the camera for some reason. She loves it. But I also wanted to give an introduction because I've had a lot of questions lately about her. She is a Chihuahua mix. She's 7 years old, and I rescued her when she was 6 weeks old, and she literally could fit like in the palm of your hand. She was so cute. But I have gotten some comments in the past about how I need to show my dog more attention and she's pining after my attention or whatever, and I just always laugh it off because it's so funny. It doesn't matter how much attention I give her because she literally will follow me around everywhere. I'm just her person. That's just what it comes down to. I could give her attention all day long and do it for the rest of her life, and she still will follow me everywhere. And I really do think it's just because like I said, I'm her person. She wants to be wherever I am. Like, she follows me she's literally laying in her doggy bed right next to me right now. She is always with me, always with me. If I'm home, wherever I'm at, she is. And I get like, she's 7 years old, so she's been here for a while now, and I'm so used to it that sometimes I don't even notice. Like, I'm just so used to her always being right there and right under my feet and always present. Like, she's just my little shadow. But I promise she gets a ton of attention between me and the kids. She gets a ton of attention. For the rest of her life, she will likely follow me around everywhere.
Like we're still all good. You know I miss you the most when I'm lonely. You know I miss you the most when I'm lonely.
since this room was so messy and it felt a little overwhelming when I started cleaning, I decided to work on one half of the room because this is actually a really big room. It's bigger than I would like it to be. This house in general is bigger than I would like it to be quite honest. At the time when we were purchasing this house, or when we were building it really, I love the floor plan. I love the concept. I love the idea, but we have definitely, you know, between Chris moving out and the boys wanting to share a bedroom, we just haven't needed all of the space that we have. So I look forward to one day downsizing because it does get a little overwhelming sometimes. And even though I feel like the mess doesn't look as messy as quickly in my house because it is a bigger house, but that just means when it does look messy, it is a massive undertaking to clean up, right? Because it's so big, right? And when we had a smaller house, it just seemed like it was a lot easier to keep up with and to keep clean. And, you know, it didn't take as long. When it looked like it was super messy, it didn't take as long to clean up. But either way, my best advice to you is to take it one step at a time. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed or feeling like it's going to be a lot, start in little like corners, right? So with this big room, I was feeling a little overwhelmed with it. Felt like it was going to take a while, you know, which sometimes because of my ADHD, that'll like keep me from doing things. And if you have ADD or ADHD, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you don't want to do something and it feels overwhelming, you will put it off and do something else just to like sidetrack yourself. And so what I like to do is break it down into smaller tasks. So like today I started with one half of the room, cleaned it from top to bottom. And then the other half didn't seem so daunting once one half was clean.
Something you never needed. What was it all for? I don't know you anymore. We go back, we go back, we go back, we colliding. Losing track, even God knows I'm trying. Dangerous, selfish ways to love me more these days. We go back, we go back, we go back, we colliding. Had a vision, we held on to so tight. To me it was clear, but you lied to me. Now I keep thinking, was I wasting my time letting you into my life? You brought out the best in me.
On all of the wood in the house, I use the Everspring wood cleaner, and that's what I'm using today to clean off the shelves and TV stand and stuff. I love this stuff. I think it's just as good as the Method wood spray, and this one is half the price, so I generally go after this one. I actually ended up trying it because I loved the Method one, and I went to Target one day to buy the Method one and it wasn't there. And so I was kind of forced to find an alternative, and I saw this stuff and I was like, I'll give it a try, and I actually really like it, and I've been buying it probably for like a year now.
We go back, we go back, we go back, we're colliding. Losing track, even God knows I'm trying.
Now we're moving on to my two younger boys' room. For some reason, this week they decided to play with their laundry basket, so clothes ended up getting everywhere. They took, like, the laundry basket usually has kind of like a liner, like a cloth liner in it, and for some reason they wanted to play with it as a bag, so they ended up taking all of their stuff out of the laundry basket. They tried to put some of it back, as you could tell, but they wanted to play with it for some reason, so they took the laundry basket apart. But with that being said, I really needed to clean their laundry. As you can tell, it's a full load of laundry. So we're gonna get that started before we move on to cleaning their room. Like I always say, when you are cleaning, like deep cleaning your house, cleaning a room, cleaning your kitchen, whatever, when you're cleaning, toss a load in the washer. Like, it helps minimize the amount of laundry you have every week and helps you stay somewhat organized and on top of it.
Come back when you're older. Go find a place where you can't be the victim. And come back when you're older. Go catch the storm within your broken bones. And be wild, 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 wild,
This is the random sock that I found in Tristan's sheets. I always find socks in his sheets. He loves fuzzy socks like this. It's his thing. He doesn't wear them all day long. He likes to sleep in them. I know, crazy. He likes to sleep in socks. I know what people say about people who sleep in socks, but and it's not just any socks. He likes the fuzzy socks, like the fleece socks. So he likes to sleep in them, but they come off his feet so easily that typically they end up in his bed or in my bed, but they're all over the place because they never stay on his feet. And the ironic thing too is that during the day, he'd rather be barefoot, no socks, no shoes or anything like that. But at night, he loves a good fuzzy sock. And of course, we're gonna finish up cleaning this room with a good vacuum. Before we move on, I'm going to switch the boys' laundry so that way whenever we're done cleaning, it'll be ready to be folded.
I miss with you. Still it feels just like I'm waiting for something better. Wait a second. I wanna stay up late.
Next, we're going to clean the boys' bathroom. This has been on the to-do list for the last few days and it's pretty messy, pretty disgusting. So it was about that time to get it nice and clean again.
But sometimes I might be a bit selfish when you way too humble.
On the countertops in the bathroom, I'm just using my Method Daily Granite Cleaner. I love using this for the granite. And even though we're cleaning a bathroom, I still am really particular about what I use on my granite countertops because I want to make sure that I'm not damaging them or damaging the top coat, because I know that in the past I've been told that if you use like disinfectant wipes or anything too harsh on granite, it will take off, it'll like peel off the top layer of the protectant coat over the granite. So I'm always very careful about what I use on my granite countertops. I will use disinfectant wipes every now and then. Like if I'm cooking raw meat or like prepping raw meat on the island, I might use a disinfectant wipe afterwards just to kind of like kill all the bacteria in between like cooking, and so I don't do cross-contamination. But for the most part, I try not to use them at all on there because they are really bad at like breaking down that top coat. And then on the counter or on the cabinets, I'm going to use my wood cleaner again, the Everspring one. I use this pretty much on everything. I know they're painted cabinets, but down to, down underneath, they are wood. So I always try to use a wood cleaner because if you didn't know, wood cleaners are made to dry faster because you don't want anything saturating your wood, right? And the goal is just to clean the top, the surface level of it. You don't want it really penetrating or going through the wood because that breaks down wood. So wood cleaners typically dry faster, and that's one of the reasons why even on painted wood, I will use a wood cleaner. It just doesn't sit on there for as long. But these cabinets were pretty bad. I should have shown you a close-up shot because there was like toothpaste all over them. They were bad. They needed to be done. It was on the to-do list for a while, and on this day I was like, all right, we're doing it.
Just the best you've ever had.
You got me begging, pretty please. I'm so hung up on you.
If this is your first time here and you're a little confused, this bathroom is a Jack and Jill bathroom. So The toilet and the shower are in the middle, and it's kind of its own room. And then on both ends there's vanities, and this is my oldest son's vanity, which is attached to his bedroom, and then the other one is my two younger boys' side, which is attached to the loft area and right outside of their bedroom. So it just makes it really easy for, you know, my teenager to have a little bit of privacy and not have to share, you know, a personal space with them as much as possible, because let's be honest, teenagers need that accommodation. They do. They need some privacy, especially my kids, because my other two boys are only 2 years apart, and it's great. They probably won't need that accommodation. But because, you know, my first and my second, they're 10 years apart. There's a big age gap there. There's 12 years between him and my third. So I think it's fair for him to have some privacy.
We spend the night on bubble bliss, forever lasting. I know you never would admit it, but I can see through you. Where do you go when your glass ends up empty? Oh, I wanna know, won't you let me know? Where do you hide when you leave me wasted? Oh, I wanna know. We're only lovers when we count down. Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop, babe. Just keep on dancing like we're nightbound. Lovers on the clock. I'll be ready when we go down.
On the toilet, I'm going to be using my Clorox urine remover spray. I think this is the best thing to clean the toilet with. It just really cuts out that nasty, you know, toilet residue and all of that stuff. I just think it's a great thing to use on it. I don't like to use like straight bleach really, and this doesn't have, like, it's definitely got a smell to it, don't get me wrong. It's definitely got a smell to it, but it's not as strong as bleach, and that to me is good. Bleach always bothers me, so I like to use this stuff, and I feel like it really like cuts out the grime. And then inside the toilet, I'm just using a Clorox toilet wand. I love the toilet wands because you get to throw away that nasty thing once you use it inside the toilet and start fresh with the next cleaning.
So hard, being drawn to you so easily. I am stuck in a loop of chemicals. What's the point of this? But I don't wanna be alone. I keep looking at my phone, but you never call me. And then I see you on the street, said your heart just skipped a beat, and that you miss me. It's always the same story with you, but I just cannot refuse you.
Now that the bathroom is all clean, we're gonna go ahead and take the stuff out of the dryer, and I'm going to get it folded. I did want to say, like, those those three rooms took me all day to do, because it's really hard. I'm sure if you're a parent or if you're somebody with young children or school-age children or even older children, I'm sure you remember what that was like. But it's so hard sometimes to get things done because I'm doing like school drop-off, school pickups, and my kids are in two separate schools because one's older, one's younger. So I have different times, different schools. Like, I feel like I'm all over the place. I try to get as much cleaning as I can get done in one day, but sometimes that's not very much because I'm also a mom. So I'm so grateful for all of you being here though, so that this is my job and I can focus on my kids and I can still spend the day with them and I can still go and pick them up from school and drop them off, and I'm so grateful for that. But sometimes it's like I feel like I didn't clean as much as I wanted to because I just don't have as much time in between doing all the little odds and ends and getting stopped all the time to do those things. So as much as I want to be able to clean for hours sometimes, it's just not possible.
So curious,
As far as the boys' clothes, I try to do Konmari method. If you've never researched what that is, I definitely suggest checking it out on like Pinterest, or even there's YouTube videos on how to do it. But I just love folding it the Konmari method way and storing it that way, because it makes your stuff stand up almost. So instead of like lying in piles, and that way you can see exactly what you have, and you know what's there, and you know things don't get hidden on the bottom and then never used or whatever. And it's just easier for me to keep the boys' drawers organized as well. And when I had a dresser, I did Konmari method for me and Chris as well. But I always suggest, like, I feel like it's the best way to store your clothes and the best way to fold them, and it optimizes your space even more and keeps it just a little bit neater. All right, friends, here are some after clips of everything all cleaned up and organized again. Thank you so much for choosing to click on this video today. Thank you so much for always coming back and supporting my channel, and everything you do means the world to me. I would not have this job or this opportunity without you, and the gratitude I have for you being here is astronomical. Thank you so much. And if you're new, I hope you hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.